Bien, bonsoir tout le monde.
Good evening, everyone.
Si je me suis déplacé ce soir,
If I came here tonight,
c'est parce que je
it
pouvais
is
pas me taire.
because I couldn't
Quand
stay
après
silent.
environ 2-3 semaines,
When one morning, 2-3 weeks ago,
comme à tous les
I
jours,
read La Presse, as I do every day,
sur une
and I see this article on RHUMART,
Daniel Bonneau,
written by Daniel Bonneau, I think.
puis je me suis mis à lire ça, puis je l'ai lu 2-3
I started
fois.
reading it, and I read it 3 or 4 times.
Mais je suis devenu réellement attristé de lire
And
ça.
I became very sad in reading this,
Je pense
because
qu'ils sont conscients.
I don't believe that they are aware of the wrong that they can do by writing such
Ils sont
articles.
pas au courant de ce qui se passe.
I said,
Certains,
they don't know what's going on.
Puis moi, je suis pas un vendeur de RHUMART.
And I'm not a seller,
Mais je me
I'm
disais,
not
les
a
gens qui vont
RHUMART
lire ça,
salesman. And I said, people who are going to read this will not buy the machine, because everything I've seen in La Presse were doubts on everything.
Puis ça disait à peu près rien.
And it was saying about nothing.
Quand on m'a vendu l'appareil.
And I had lived something when I had bought
Puis en arrivant au bureau,
this
je vais modifier
machine.
mon emploi du
So
temps.
I said, when I get to my office, I
C'est la
will
première fois
call.
dans ma vie.
It is the first time in my life that I called La Presse, and I thought it was important
Pourquoi?
for
Parce
me
que
to
moi,
do
j'ai
so.
un
Why?
appareil
Because I have a RHUMART machine,
Parce que moi, je souffrais de
and I was
d'une
suffering from a bursitis
1976.
in 1976.
Ça faisait longtemps. J'ai acheté l'appareil. ça
I
fait
had been
un an,
suffering for a long
an.
time. I bought this machine a year ago in March.
Puis ça fait mal une bursite. Parce
And the
que les gens
bursitis
se
is
font-
very
J'avais un de mes
painful,
amis,
and it was getting worse
un
every
professeur
year.
de Royal Victoria.
And one of my friends from Royal Victoria Hospital was giving me a cortisone injection, and it lasted for 8 months. What was your bursitis? Where was it? Yes, in the shoulder.
Avec les années,
And with
j'ai
years,
rendu que je me promenais comme ça.
I was walking like this.
Prendre le volant de ma voiture.
And to drive my car, I had to pull my
Ça
arm.
allait prendre le temps, la cortisone faisait
And
pas
with time, the cortisone didn't have any effect
Juste la
anymore.
dernière fois où on a dit, ben, écoute,
And the
Jacques,
last
je peux
time
te
they
faire
said,
le
Jacques,
test.
it's useless for me to give you cortisone. I gave you just a little bit because last time it didn't
Pratiquement pas donné.
do anything.
Il dit là, faudrait opérer.
And the doctor said, we'll have to
Pas
operate.
sûr
And I'm not
que ça
sure
va
that it
avoir des
will
résultats, mais c'est pas une grosse
give you good
opération.
results. It's a small operation, though. And I was scared.
Ça me tentait pas de me faire opérer.
And I didn't feel like being operated because it didn't seem to be very convincing. And the doctor is one of my great friends, and I respect him. He's a good doctor.
Puis là, j'avais entendu parler de RHUMART.
And I had heard about
J'ai
RHUMART.
demandé des informations, me
I
dit,
asked
faites des
information.
pour m'envoyer quelqu'un.
I was given a
C'est un
phone
travail extraordinaire
number
parce que je suis pas un acheteur de
for a
papier.
clinic,
Hein, il me parlait de
and
testimonials.
they sent me someone, and I'm not an easy buyer. And I said, what the dickens is this? I was afraid. I didn't know what it was, that
Là, ils
machine.
viennent le premier soir, puis ils m'ont pas convaincu.
And they came the first evening, and I wasn't convinced. And during the night, I was really suffering.
France, c'est épouvantable.
And these sufferings are terrible,
Puis là,
terrible pain.
le lendemain,
And I
j'ai
couldn't
reçu,
sleep.
ils sont revenus,
The day after, I called her again, and she came, and I bought the
j'en
machine.
ai posé des questions.
And I asked a lot
Je
of
m'y connais
questions,
dans la vente.
because I know what it is to be a
Ils ont un
salesman.
système de vente
And they
extraordinaire,
have a
vendu,
sales
j'imagine,
system which is extraordinary,
industriel.
and it is
C'est honnête.
an
C'est
honest
fatigant de
system.
voir quelqu'un de réussir.
And it is tiresome to see someone who
D'aimer les
succeeds.
gens, même ceux qui ont
It's
du talent.
tiresome to love
On
people
est
who
pas
have
prêt à vouloir
talent.
chercher des bébites, c'est notre
We always want to see weaknesses.
Certainement, dans bien des cas, un travail extraordinaire.
And Mr. Legault certainly does a terrific job, but through his training, he has to find weaknesses. That's normal. We are mostly against rather than for. But I tried the machine, and I was in a rush because I haven't got much time. And I started using this machine, and I was afraid because it was getting worse. So I called the one who sold me the machine, and she said, "You're not using it the right way." And I had doubts, and I started again respecting the norms, and after 3 weeks I started to improve. After 3 months I had no more pain, and today I can play tennis. It's really extraordinary not to be suffering anymore, to wake up in the morning and say I slept well.
Alors j'ai dit, je peux pas me taire, il faut que je le dise.
So I told myself I have to tell the good news.
Sur l'avance, comme pyramide.
I was reading these doubts about the sales, pyramid
Comment
sales.
voulez-vous que j'aie pas d'enthousiasme?
Be
Comment
aware
je
of
peux
the
ça?
enthusiasm of
Quand
those who
on
are
fait
selling
ça,
them.
ça,
So when you have been suffering for 7, 8 years and the
sur le plan
pain
médical,
goes
je ne
away,
savais pas.
I don't know
Anciennement,
anything about medicine. I don't know much about science either. I was director of pure sciences at the Maisonneuve College. I don't want to understand the whole of why, but I am in a good shape and I'm pleased to be here. And those who are suffering, get information. You don't have to suffer. And if you can get this RHUMART machine, do it. Believe me, it will be good for you, and people will not suffer because of the witness that I am bearing tonight.